welcome to India today.
Thank you.
It's always exciting to hear from you. You know, I read this really interesting phrase the other day about you. Somebody in London had written a piece. They said Kareena Kapoor Khan is somebody who's often imitated but never duplicated. There is only one Kareena Kapoor. What do you make of this?
No, I don't think that's. I don't know. It's even I. Everybody keeps asking me this question, but I just don't know how to answer it because I just feel that one should just be their own personality. One should at least just kind of be just the way they are. The reason is that because I think I'm just the way I am.
And you've managed to stay that for over 2 decades.
Consistent.
And running, which is not easy.
No, I mean it's fine. You have to keep also changing with each era, with each year, learning, evolving, kind of trying to do, you're making your choices braver, bolder, something.
Absolutely.
Keep evolving as a person also, so that then that also helps in your performances.
Right. And as we promote Laal Singh Chaddha, I know how much invested you're in every role that you choose. And you also say no to a lot of stuff that comes your way as an actor, right? At this stage, what excites you as an actor? What are you hungry for? What are you looking out for?
I think the pandemic has changed everybody's thoughts, like in terms of like films, content, cinema, whatever they're watching. So it's changed my thought as well. So I want to also do something and work with people I've never worked with. Like now I'm working with Sujoy and Jaideep and Vijay. It's a different project. They're different actors. I'm a different actor. So I want to do things that I've probably never done or worked with people I've never worked with. And that's, the only way that will keep me also growing.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a conscious decision.
And you have a very exciting slate. I mean, these are just few of the titles you mentioned, but all the roles are so diverse.
Yeah, they will all be.
And for fans, it's a treat because we get to see you do different things.
Yeah. Even in Laal Singh, Rupa is the one that's got the arc, that's the, graced, slightly more dark, slightly more like you don't know, more mysterious, just the way Jenny was in Forest. But it's a lot more emotional because we've also adapted it to Indian audiences in the Indian palette.
Absolutely. And also what is interesting is your approach towards these films and these roles. You keep getting asked this question. A lot of actresses keep getting asked this question. What happens after marriage? What happens after 40? What happens? Are there roles written for women? It's a question that women constantly keep getting asked. And you've also answered this in the past. But now I want to ask you, does ageism still exist? Does sexism still exist?
No, I think only on social media, not actually in life, because it makes good topic and you're constantly like talking about it. You're constantly, it gives a topic of discussion. People are writing articles, debates are happening and everything. But I mean, in the reality of situation is that we're still working. Everyone's getting their work. If you're talented, you will get work. Yeah. If you're looking good, you will get work. If you're, being yourself, you'll get work. So you have to have the confidence in yourself also, And today, I think everybody is doing great work. Yeah. Age is just a number. I mean, people are doing different characters. And you're as old as you look, So I think that's what you have to go by. I mean, it makes good copy to write things and say things and all that. But I think Twitter or in some platform में अच्छी होती है कि ये discussion चलना कि ageism, sexism, ये है, वो है. But your decisions should speak that. I mean, I'm still working. I worked throughout my pregnancies, and people who have a problem with it don't take me. But the fact is that I've shot with Amir even when I was 5.5 months pregnant. Yeah. Alia's still pregnant and working and continuing to work. So it's up to the person to break boundaries. You also have to kind of try and take up the challenge.
You mentioned Twitter. And I see you, we get to see glimpse of your life on Instagram.
Yeah.
You also share what you want to share. Yeah. There's a certain line I'm guessing you draw where you think, okay, this is too much. You just had a sigh. I want to understand what is your take on cancel culture? Because social media is so quick to cancel films, cancel actors, say that rubbish film came out, it's not working.
Of course, because the accessibility is there. Today, everyone has a voice. Today, there are different platforms. I mean, everyone has an opinion. So now if that is going to be there, then you have to learn to ignore certain things. Otherwise, then it will just become impossible to live your life.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't take any of this like seriously. I just post whatever I want to post. I don't take, okay, everyone, if it's a film and it's going to release, everyone will have their opinion.
Yeah.
So that's it. But the audiences, and if it's a good film, I believe that it will surpass anything. Film has to be good for that.
Yeah.
There could be a reason why also people are, talking about a particular film. So I think that good films will surpass anything.
Are you somebody who's very attached to a film even post release, or on a Friday you let go very easily? What kind of an actor are you?
No, I let go.
Yeah.
I'm like a bird, I fly. And that's just the way to live life. And I live my life like that. I've never been, also I've learned over the years not to be so attached. Every day is not going to be like wow, 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 happiness, happiness. If there's happiness, there's sadness. So kuch film mein chalenge, kuch film mein nahi chalenge. So you have to also have the confidence and the courage to be a part of this profession.
Absolutely. It's not a bed of roses at all. So, what is your reaction when, say, a film doesn't do well? Like right now, Shamshera hasn't done well. Every actor from the film is coming out and apologizing on Twitter as if they're almost made to apologize. You know, the director has come out and written a note. Sanjay Dutt came out and wrote a note. Ranveer, of course, is not on social media.
Yeah.
But as somebody who's part of the family, what do you feel?
I mean, I'm nobody to talk about a particular film because A, I haven't seen the film. B, I have no. I think everyone operates differently. Everyone kind of treats and takes their film very differently. And some people, like I said, are very attached. Some people are not. So it's a very individualistic kind of thing. Every actor operates and comes from a different area. Every director does. So I think to comment on that would be very wrong on my part.
That's true. And also, interestingly, you work with all the Khans. You keep getting this question, and they are so possessive of you. They speak so fondly of you, whether it is Shah Rukh, whether it is Amir, or whether it is Salman. In the making of this film, because you and Amir have not only delivered one of the biggest blockbusters of all time, but the fact that he is so, he's so giving in terms of praising you in his interviews, talking about you. What did you discover about him in this film? Something different from before?
No, Amir is nothing short of a thespian, I think. I think he's someone who's just been unbelievable. Someone whose gumption, whose bravery, whose dedication, whose craft has nothing. I mean, you just have to salute it. Because he truly comes from a different direction from anyone else. Because the kind of like, it's just a different high when you're working with Amir. Because he's, he just wants from the lightman to, the person in art direction, the person who's giving you chai, the person who's making the chai, the person who's doing it. Everybody has to be involved in the shot. Everybody has to know what's happening in the film. So he just, his operandi is very different, the way he operates. And no one really knows the real Amir because I think he's never, from Rakh to Laal Singh Chaddha, you've never really seen Amir Khan on screen.
Yeah.
You've just seen the character because that's his dedication. That's the way he is. I mean, he's been the pioneer of playing characters. I mean, today, even the young actors look up to Amir Khan because, he's probably been that. I mean, he did Rakh in his 20s, 30s. Yeah. Who would think of that? Way ahead of its time. Way ahead. He did every film was way ahead of its time. I mean, today when you put on Rang De Basanti, you're like, oh my God, you're like proud that it's, a film from Indian cinema. Yeah. So he's given that to cinema. So, I mean, when he wants to do Laal Singh Chaddha and when he wants to play Forrest Gump, he's obviously has a reason for it. I mean, he's an actor for the last 40 years.
True.
And he wanted to adapt it in Hindi. And I think it's extremely brave of him to play this part, knowing that it's such an iconic film. And he has brought in his take to it.
Right.
Now, obviously, there will be comparisons. Yes. People will write.
That was my next question. What do you have to say to those who will?
Of course. They'll have a field day. People will go ballistic because, but you've asked for it. You're an iconic film. But I truly believe that it's a wonderful film because we've adapted it brilliantly. And it's something that you have to watch for the Indian palate also. Because we have seen Laal Singh Chaddha.
Yes.
The classes have seen Laal Singh Chaddha. People who watched English films have watched Laal Singh Chaddha. I mean, have watched Forrest Gump, but the masses have not seen.
Right.
So for them, it's a story that they're going to watch. So everyone has to be given a chance.
Right. You sort of wrote the Bible and the dummy's guide to sort of how to raise kids in the glaring eye of social media. I mean, when Taimur made national headlines, and that was just the onset of social media.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a different ballgame altogether. It's become something of its own. And Ranveer was asked this question recently, now that he's embracing fatherhood, and he said, Kareena's done it so effortlessly. When it comes to me, I'll figure out.
Yeah.
As a mother, I don't want to say piece of advice, but what would you want to tell Alia, if at all? Because she's going to be in that spot where you were a few years back.
I mean, I think that you have to just learn to live with it also. I mean, the more you try to, each to its own also, the more you try to kind of run away from it or control it or something, I don't know. I don't even I don't even think about it too much. I'm just like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Take a picture, take a picture. Just finish it off. Just don't bother me after a point. You know, it's like that. But obviously, I don't understand that what the reason is, that why, they would want to photograph him. I mean, my son today even asked me that why are they taking my picture?
Absolutely.
And you guys are famous, I'm not. He understands that, so I don't know why people don't.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's growing up now. So.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not famous. And I'm like, yeah, you're not. I mean, you have a long way to go. You're just a kid. So he knows that. So people should know that.
Yeah, I think that's rightly put, and to each his own, like you mentioned in the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah, absolutely.
Another thing, obviously, that has sort of caught storm right now is Ranveer, and everybody's talking about that. What has been your take on this strange outrage, which is bizarre?
But I think that's what I'm saying. Na, बोलने के लिए तो सबको बोलना है. And like I said, there's a ticket now, open ticket to everybody to start talking and having debates. So it's like, chalo kar lo.
Might as well.
I think everyone has a lot of free time also, maybe, because everybody has a take on everything. I don't know why it's such a big take, but like I said, that definitely just proves that we have a lot of free time on our hands.
Absolutely, couldn't say that better. When you see Alia and Janhvi, all these girls make reels to your iconic dialogues, how does it feel? Because truly, I mean, are you aware of the fact that your dialogues are the biggest hit on every possible platform?
But I don't know. I think that it's just that they were iconic characters that obviously everyone feels and wants to portray and play, So, it just feels nice, but it's okay. I don't take that too, seriously.
And finally, I want to ask you, your fan base is loyal.
Loyal.
Over all the years, I haven't seen fans who have stayed through you through thick and thin, through ups and downs, through marriage and post that. What do you make of that? I mean, that truly is some sort of a fan base.
But we are nothing without them. We are nothing. We are not the stars. They are the real stars, because this word stars now today has no value.
True.
I think we are just people that are loved by our fans. They are the people that go and make us what we are. And I know that my loyal fan base is there, and I know that they're really protecting me, even when I was not on social media, So I know that, and it's just there. I think because they can see that I'm real and I'm trying my best to do balance family and films and everything, and they kind of appreciate and love that.
Yeah, and I think they're in for a royal treat. Not just with Laal Singh Chaddha, but your slate. I think it looks fantastic.
Joy and Hansal, and hopefully just trying to, like I said, evolve with the times. That's the whole idea, is that trying to choose content, keep moving forward. That's all.
I think you're going to set a new benchmark with these choices. Fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kareena, for speaking to India Today.
Thank you.